All right, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Naga Viper by Catalinbread. What it is a treble booster. So there's a long history of treble boosters. I'll kind of go over a little bit of it and then kind of then review this a little bit more and tell how you kind of use this, and then we'll plug it into the amp and then see how it goes. So a treble booster pretty much is it predates an overdrive pedal. So back in the day, um amps were pretty dark and they didn't have a master volume or like a separate gain knob. They just had all they did just had a volume. So that you turn it up and you crank it up and it'd get that natural distortion. But people realized they wanted a little bit more. So then they end up going with the Dallas Rangemaster, which is a pretty simple build. It has what's called a germanium conductor in it. And their germanium one gives it that treble. What it did is it cut the bass in the frequencies and then super boosted the treble, and then it made that classic sound you get from like Queen, and then you got from people like Tony Iommi, and that's where that was kind of born. Nowadays we got like tube screamers and stuff, but still, what those do is they kind of like hit the mid range a little bit, but still and like tighten up the bottom end. But really, if you wanted something that cut through the mix, and that's why I got this. So what I mean by cut through the mix is, I want something because the bass frequencies when you're actually playing live, you don't really they get really lost in like a when you're playing with the bass and drums. So you want something maybe to cut the when you're doing a solo, cut the bass and then boost the mids and like the upper mids and treble frequencies, and that's why I got this. So the Naga Viper is pretty simple. The Rangemaster original one had just one knob. This has three. So it has range, boost, and heat. So when you got range here, range is actually going to be the frequency it's going to dial in on. The traditional Range Master one is dimed all the way in. Heat, heat is going to be the gain or saturation, and then boost is going to be just the natural volume of all of it. So how much you're going to add to it. It's a pretty simple pedal. This isn't germanium, it's actually silicon, and the reason why I chose that one is because, germanium is a little bit finicky, and also you never know what you're gonna get, they're more expensive, and, so if you have a pedal that has, like, what's called a buffer in it, that's not a true bypass, it can mess with it, but silicon, you're A-okay to put it anywhere in your chain, so that's why I wanted it in case I got it, all, mixed up. So, that's pretty much it. It's a USA pedal made in Oregon. Um Not much to it. This is the older one, which is kinda cool. I love this paint job. You won't this is actually a little bit harder pedal that you'll be able if you're trying to look for one to find this exact graphic. I just got lucky and found one. They're pretty affordable. I mean, I got this for $100, so you can probably, if you look on Reverb or any of those sites, you can probably find one for $100, maybe even cheaper. Uh, this pedal, it's, yeah, let's plug it in and we'll see how it goes. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna see how it works with just regular playing with some stuff. I'll put all at 12 o'clock, and then we'll also see what I want dimed in for soloing, and then maybe throw a backing track on and see actually how it sounds with a mix and without a mix. So let's go ahead and plug this in and see how it sounds. All right, so I got the Naga Viper plugged in to my pedal board and everything. So I have my wah pedal, which is a true bypass, running before it. Then it's a Naga Viper, then a Tube Screamer, MXR Smart Gate, just a little bit on to get rid of a little bit of the hum. Got it going to my Hughes and Kettner 18 watt, going into a Vintage 30 speaker, mic'd up with a Shure SM57, Focusrite 4i4. All I have on is a little bit of reverb going through the effects loop with the Holy Grail. So this is my clean tone. I'm using the neck pickup of my Les Paul Studio. So we'll go ahead and stand up here, and then let's go ahead and check this out, what it sounds like when I hit the boost on. a lot louder, a lot brighter. It's pretty, like I said, it's a treble booster. So, and it's all at 12 o'clock right now. So let's go ahead and turn, so now that everything is at 12 o'clock, let's go ahead and turn everything up and see how that sounds. So this is it up all the way with a neck pickup. You can hear it sounds kind of like a cranked Marshall almost. But you can hear no bass in it though. That's what it does. It really cuts the bass out and it boosts those upper mid frequencies. Say it's supposed to be really responsive. Let's go ahead and dime back. We'll go with the volume of the neck one. And you kind of get that cooler breakup sound of a crank dab when you, this is my volume at like 3. Yeah, so, and then this is a volume all the way up. Okay, so now let me mess around the dial in and then I'm going to get my tone. What I'm using this for is I'm going to be using on the high gain setting. A tomb screamer is going to come after it, and then I'm just going to be using this to boost for solos. So let's go ahead and figure that out, and then I'll get back to you. All right, so I got my Naga Viper dialed in. So I have it going in front of the tube screamer, and I have it on my high gain mode of my Hughes and Kettner. So what I'm going to do is show you what it sounds like with just the gain on. Then I'll add my normal tone, which I'll do is adding my tube screamer to it. And finally, I'll add the Naga Viper. So how I have it dialed in, it was really quick. Only took me maybe 5 minutes to dial it in. So boost and range all the way up, and then just barely a little bit up. If you're looking at a face clock, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock, because I have enough gain on tap already. I don't want to muddy my signal anymore that it does. So this is the normal tone, what you'd get with the Hughes and Kettner. So you can see for me, like for bomb muting and everything, it's not as, it's not really what I want. What I mean by that, it's just that it's not as punchy, so. So let's go ahead and kick on the tube screamer. I love that punch. And now finally, let's add the Naga Viper. Really mid-rangey. There's a little bit more noise I can hear in it. So the problem is you can hear a lot more sounds. So let's kick it off. And yeah, so it's a bit more noisy, which comes with the territory. But let's go ahead and get a backing track, and I'll show how it sounds like. I'll do some stuff with it, and then I'll do some without it, because that's really what this is for when I'm soloing, just to hit that, and I should be able to cut through the mix. All right, so that was the pedal. So some things to know about that is that I don't know if you could hear it. Maybe you need some better headphones, but you get it sounds a little bit more kind of quacky on its own is the best way I can describe it. That's why a lot of people don't like treble boosters, but when you're hearing it in a mix, it's a lot more profound. It cuts through a little bit more because if you actually listen, it takes out a lot of your bass, which really isn't that necessary when you're soloing, and it basically cuts that bass down and then boosts that mid treble frequency is what I wanted. So I could hear the difference. Like I said, it's subtle, but it's there, and it gives you a little. You can if your amp isn't too gainy, like you still want a little bit more, you can hit that heat and make it go up a little bit more to get more saturation. But if you're like me who has enough gain on tap, you're literally only using this for it's almost like a high pass filter is the best way to describe it. The only downside is it does add a bit of noise to your thing. So like if show you here, this is without it. So yeah, you can really hear the difference. But all in all, I really like it. I think it's going to be a great addition in my final piece of my puzzle. So hopefully this helps. Like if you're play like a little bit higher gain stuff and you want something different that you want to stand out in your solo, especially when you're playing live, this is a great option. It's that way you can go from playing, you're playing lead stuff to now you want to play solo. It can really cut through so people can really hear your solo and you don't have to use the problem with like using like a boost is it boosts everything up. So that means your bass frequencies is even going to boost up. So then it's going to sound a lot more muddy and boomy. Where this one, it's going to cut those and then kind of really, it can really pierce through. So alone, a lot of people don't like the treble booster. Like it sounds, like I said, a lot of people think it sounds too quacky sounding, but in a mix, it's really good. So people that are taking back, like, I hate the way this sounds. Play it with your band and then, kind of comment back. And I think that people would really use this pedal. I never knew how many people really use it for metal, like higher gain stuff. Not a lot, and I don't know why. So that's why I decided to make this video and get one of these pedals. So hopefully this video helped. If you have any other questions, you can leave me a comment. If you have any other questions on what treble boost to get, I can kind of point the way. So yeah, thanks for watching.